Getting to know digital clocks, a fun guide to time telling. Hello everyone, and welcome to our new lesson. Today we are going to focus on a very important part of our daily lives, time. More specifically, we will be learning how to read and understand digital clocks. This skill is essential in our modern world, from knowing when your favorite show starts, to setting your alarm for school or work. So, let's jump right in. A digital clock is a type of clock that displays the time electronically, typically through an LCD or LED screen. Unlike analog clocks with their hour and minute hands, digital clocks display the time using numbers. This makes them easier to read and understand, especially for beginners. You'll usually see the time shown in a format like this: 7:45 or 15:32. The first two numbers indicate the hour and the last two numbers show the minutes. But don't worry, we'll dive into more detail in the next section. The display on a digital clock is divided into two parts: the hours and the minutes, separated by a colon, smiley face. In a 12-hour format clock, the hours section ranges from 01 to 12. The number 01 corresponds to 1 o'clock, 02 to 2 o'clock, and so on, until 12, which is noon or midnight. For the minutes section, the numbers range from 00 to 59. These represent the minutes past the current hour. For instance, 15:25 means it's 15 hours and 25 minutes, or, in a 12-hour format, 3:25 p.m. But what about AM and PM? That's what we'll look at next. In the 12-hour format, digital clocks use AM and PM to distinguish between the two halves of the day. AM stands for ante-meridiem, which is Latin for before midday. So, any time from midnight until just before noon is considered to be in the AM period. PM stands for post-meridiem, which means after midday. This covers the time from noon until just before midnight. This is how we differentiate between morning and evening times when using a 12-hour digital clock. Some digital clocks use a 24-hour format. Here, the hours are displayed from 00 to 23. The first hour of the day starts at midnight and is represented as 00, and the day continues up until 23, which stands for 11 p.m. In this format, there is no need for AM and PM. So, 1300 in a 24-hour format is the same as 1 p.m. in a 12-hour format. That's it, folks. We've now covered the basics of understanding digital clocks. Remember, the key is to understand the hour and minute display, and the difference between AM and PM for the 12-hour format, or how the 24-hour format works. With a bit of practice, you'll soon be able to tell the time at a glance. Keep practicing and stay curious. As always, happy learning and see you in our next lesson.